Hey, so today we're going to talk about wise.com, and stick with me to the end because you'll see the one thing that they do very well. That's wow, that's so amazing, and I'll show you everywhere where they do this. Okay, so stick with me to the end. So let's start with above the fold as we usually do. Wise here sends to the homepage. Perfect, it should. Oh, and by the way, I said we usually do because we already have one episode of this series. You can check it above here in the card. So it was about Duolingo. So going back here, we have some divisions here that kind of make sense because when we are talking about something like wise.com, we are talking about money, and money can be personal or business. I like how simple it is here. Personal, business, no complications, unnecessary complications. Features, pricing, help, language, login, and register. Okay, it's not as clean as Duolingo was, but it's still pretty clean. You know, you will see a lot of websites that have all these from left to right filled with words, and I find it okay. I find it actually even better to have these here. We won't be talking about the stop bar here because it's mostly, like things that they have to have. We can talk about this later, but I really want to talk about this headline right now. The account built to save you money around the world. Clear and inspirational to a little bit because money around the world, like it's a little bit inspirational. Wow, it really makes you imagine, like going around the world. And the subheadline here really does its role by explaining the headline. A great subheadline explains the headline by explaining how you fulfill your headline. So 106 countries, 40 currencies, one card. I like these. I like these playing with quantities here, like 160 countries, 40 currencies, one card. Nice. It's easy to get set up with Wise and start saving when you spend, send, and receive money. Again, the free verbs, free numbers, free verbs, wherever in the world you go. It's a little bit verbose. It is. But my feeling is that it's stronger than the Duolingo one was. Like it's like at least an 8 out of 10. Because it's clear, it shows, like what it's about and show you how it does what it is about. Open an account, order your card. I will confess that I find it a little bit confusing to have order your card right here. But I think, and that might not be my use case, I think that a lot of people might come here and try to order their cards, like that might be a very common use case. So I won't complain about this because they probably know what they are doing, but if it's not a very common use case, it's questionable to have this here. Open an account and register, it's confusing because are they the same thing? I can see they are because you can see the register, like down below to the left, but it would be more helpful if they had the same wording, like register was open an account or this one was register, but it is okay. It's okay. It's not like the biggest crime against humanity. Now, one nice thing that they do, and you'll see this all over the place, is that since my IP right now is in Brazil, you can see that they show Brazil here. That's customized. And you can see a Brazilian name here, Ana Fernandes. Like you'll see a lot of small customizations given the IP you are. That's so clever and so genuine and not, it doesn't feel cringy. You see this all over this page. So above the fold, really like it. Find it a little bit overwhelming, but not too much. Just the right amount of things they need to provide. Okay, at least 8.5 out of 10. Let's continue. The most international debit card on the planet. Okay. I really like these because this is very bold. I really like this 1.1% IOF because it's also a very strong objection point that people have with this kind of thing, so it tackles it right away. Otherwise, card and get a 1.1% IOF that helps save money, blah, blah. It kind of reinforces the point here, and it's okay. One thing that you should never be afraid is to repeat yourself when it comes to copywriting on your page. You might think that people, they will see that I'm repeating myself, but remember that people are paying half attention, so this is nice. And you can see that, again, comparing to Duolingo. This one here, I actually almost read it. Why? Because the spacing between lines is higher, and there are only 2.5 lines. So it's way more inviting for me to read these than the 4 or 5 lines that Duolingo had on its descriptions. And again, Duolingo was not bad, but this is already way better. Order your card, again, learn about the Wise card. Interesting. And by the way, one thing that I missed here, the call to actions for you to download the app. I like this because this is right after the picture of the app. Again, it's a little bit conflicting with all of the other call to actions we have here, but it makes sense. And if you remember, you'll see that I talked about the same thing on Duolingo of why didn't they have the call to actions to download the app much earlier. Like I said, people who download apps are usually way more engaged. So this is nice. We are regulated by the Brazil Central Bank. Why are they saying this? Are they saying this to everyone? Or because I am on Brazil? Spoiler, because I'm on Brazil. Nice. Instant transfers paying with Pix. Pix, for those of you who are not in Brazil or doesn't know anything about Brazilian culture, is a very advanced banking feature that Brazil has. Congratulations, that's a pride point for Brazil. That's an instant transfer system that you won't have to have your social number, you send it to someone instantly. So for Wise to know what it is and to tell you that it does this, it's very nice. Questions speak to us 24/7 Portuguese. Again, another very nice touch of customization, because not only a lot of people abroad think that Brazilians speak Spanish, to know this is very important. So you can see that they have 3 very powerful benefits. The only thing that I would say here that's not very copy-oriented, but I'm okay with this, is that it's not quite speaking to the benefits, so for example, questions speak to us in 24/7 Portuguese could have been followed by something like, so you won't ever have to worry about getting lost translation, that's the benefit behind here. Instant transfers paying with Pix, so you know that your money will arrive in time for everything you need, this kinds of thing. But it's okay, it's already pretty good like this, and more words would detract from the point. One thing that I usually don't comment, but I will comment here, this image here, it might be a stock image, but I don't know, it feels genuine, and it's rare for those stock images to feel genuine. So I really like this, this guy really feels like he's chilling, and this image is also very strong from a copywriting perspective, or CRO if you may, because it's not exactly copy, because you always want to show the end result. You don't want to show the process. This here is a little bit the process, getting the card, being happy. Not as strong as this, the peace of mind you have. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and this picture is very nice. This guy, I don't know, he seems friendly, so it's very nice, And again, you can see BRL here, the currency of Brazil. Why are they showing these here? It's subtle, but so effective. Spend money, send money, get money. Again, you can see how they love doing these 3-part copy things, to really get into your mind. 106 countries, 40 currencies, 1 card. And by the way, you can see how they chose these very specifically, because they probably serve 161 countries, but this is not it's not as memorable as having 160, 41. Usually, you'll see a lot of copywriting tips telling you to use odd numbers because they seem more believable. But you can see how exceptions apply to the rule in something like this, because if your intention is to really nail down and make people remember you, even numbers are better than odd numbers. So, it depends on the situation. And one very nice thing here, Brazil country flag, why is this the first one? Even more than USA or European Union, it's really, again, it doesn't say anything, but it doesn't literally say anything, but it shows that they know, it shows that they care. It's very nice. You send exactly URL, so this is more on your face, and get these. Worldwide transfers, out of this world savings, save up to 7x when you move your money to 70 countries fast, free from hidden fees and exchange rate markups. Nice. The only nitpick here that I would add is that this up to 7x feels a little bit like made up. So to have it be a link that sends me somewhere that proves that it can be up to 7 times would be a little bit stronger, but again, it's already very good because you can see that overall the messaging has been hammering down the same message since the beginning. We are worldwide, we are fast, we know everything we need to know, we are cheap for you, so we are fast, we are cheap, we are worldwide. And the same message, the same core message is being communicated over and over again in different ways. This is very strong. This is very strong, guys, because this really makes you believe that they do what they do. And the only question that comes to my mind, and as they keep, tinkering away my objections with the small IOF, with the notion that they use pigs, the only question that keeps on my mind is like, okay, can you really deliver? And if the only question that gets in the mind of your customers is this, then you already did your marketing effort with your landing page, because then the product needs to deliver, but it's so amazing, that I feel this. And I really think that I saw Raquel Guimarães, another Brazilian name here, even though it's euros, it's so clever. For people going places. And this one I really liked because, again, Wise is a very big brand. Very big brand. Like Duolingo, like many others that we will analyze. So they might have thousands of, if not hundreds of thousands of testimonials. So one thing that they do very well here, and that Duolingo could have done, not only they have testimonials, and it's always good to have testimonials for social proof, but they have specific ones. You can see this Carlos Felipe here. It really struck my attention when I was first looking at these. Now that it's possible to receive Pix payments in Brazil, it's even better. Why? Why are they showing a Brazilian testimonial here when they have 40 countries? No, 160 countries. And you can see that I can only remember this because they really made it easy for me to remember. Because they know that I'm in Brazil. You'll see when I change my IP through VPN that a lot of this will change, and this is so clever, it's a little bit hidden, but it really makes you think like, oh, no, they understand Brazil. I feel safe going with them, amazing. Meet money without borders. This is the first point that I don't really like too much because, again, it's hammering down the same message, but it doesn't say anything like, okay, what is money without borders? It's very inspirational, clever, if you will, but doesn't say anything, but it's okay. Our dreams for people to live and work anywhere seamlessly. That means money without borders. Moving it instantly, transparently, conveniently, and eventually for free. Interesting, this mission statement. A little bit out of place because, the same energy here in this image. I really like the how people seem real here, it's a little bit problematic in the sense of every time people do customization thinking of Brazil, they do jungle, and it's a little bit cringy because that's the only cringy part, because Brazil is not only jungle, but it's okay. And you'll see that this picture is not in every country, so yeah, but it's okay. Because they already nailed it with this guy here, and this woman here. They are very Latin America and Brazilian-like, so very good. This here is a little bit cringe, but okay. Wise account is the universal, learn about our mission, believe in an open world. Again, and this is not Brazilian at all, but not at least what people would depict as Brazilian usually, because this can be Brazilian. We are a mix of everything here. I feel this was a little bit out of place, to be honest with you. This whole section could probably not be here, but at the same time, it's not always that you'll see people using their mission, their landing pages, but with something such as money, and money can have a negative connotation in a lot of places in the world. Maybe it was wise, their name. Maybe it was wise to have something like this here to feel like more inspirational than just transactional. So that's why we are probably seeing these instead of something else. But again, it might not always work, if you're selling dog food, to put your mission on your homepage, landing page is like, nobody cares, So, I don't know, I'm mixed feelings about this. Disappoint thieves. I love this one because this is benefit driven, whatever is going to come next, and I haven't read it yet, this is so nice because the benefits that you're going to disappoint thieves, and it's kind of funny, and I really like this copy here, 9 out of 10, It could be also something like make thieves cry, like, but maybe that would be a little bit over the top. So very nice, very, very nice. Every month our customers trust us to move around 9 billion, wow, pounds of their money. Here are some of the important ways to protect them. Again, just a nitpick, but if they are really trying to make Brazil, like the highlight here, they could have put this in Brazilian currency, which would be like 50 billion reais. That's the Brazilian currency. But, I mean, whatever. How we keep your money safe. Dedicated fraud and security teams work to keep your money safe. Two-factor authentication. Hold your money with established financial instructions. Perfect. And you can see, whoever did copy whoever did copy for this here really knew what they were doing. Like, this is amazing. This is very good. One of the strongest landing pages I've seen in my life, especially from a copy perspective and CRO overall. Because they always have only 3 benefits, and that's all you need. And that's all people remember. If you had 4, it would be a little out of place. If you had 2, it would be too little. But 3 is always strong. You can see that they have 3 here, 3 here, like you can have more than 3 as long as you split them in their corresponding sections, Wise works nearly everywhere. I like the nearly because it's honest, like a persuasive thing is always to confirm suspicions. So you're confirming the suspicion that they are not like so global like this. But even still, I really like that how they show that, okay, for Euro, we know we have Swift, we have IBAN. For British Pound, we have UK sort code. So they are using some jargons here that whoever is going to, I don't know, try to send Australian dollars are concerned about. Like, oh, this BSB code, like they have it here. It's nice. Now I trust them. Like, so they are using the show don't tell here. They are showing you they know about those numbers. They have these numbers for this account. So it's very clever. And again, the bottom page, someone highlighted to me with my Duolingo video that the bottom page also serves as SEO, so that's why usually the bottom page has a lot of things, and I should have highlighted these, and they were right. You can see that, again, we have a lot of things here. It's confusing, I really don't like it, but again, if people, the idea of landing pages, and especially home landing pages, is that whoever scrolled down, they are really interested in your product, or they are already bought, or they are someone like me analyzing, so it's okay, like it doesn't harm anyone to have a lot of things in your bottom as long as you organize it neatly, okay? That was it. That was one of the strongest pages I've ever seen. And now, as I promised you, let's change. And again, let's do a real quick mobile version here. Just to see if it's the same and if something, like changes a lot or if it's more or less the same. The account built to save you money around the world. It's a little bit too verbose, but I feel like it's on the verge of being too verbose. Like it's enough text to convey the message, but one more line and I wouldn't read any of these. Especially on mobile, I can barely bring myself to read these, but it's okay. Okay, it takes the correct place here, order a card, regulated, 3 bullet points, everything fits in nicely, okay, nice. The Brazilian flag here again. You can see that it's pretty much the same page. Maybe I would move this a little bit up so people can really see what's going on. I remember this page a few months ago having this right in the above the fold, but they might have tested it and seen that it works better here. And again, you can't fight against tests, so it's okay. Interesting. I don't know if it's because I already scrolled to this guy or if they decided to have it here because I'm in Brazil. Let me refresh the page. And now I see that they put this /BR here. No, they didn't. But it would be very clever to, on mobile, have this be here. Because on mobile, carousels are more expensive. Like, it's not everyone who's going to scroll a carousel. So it would be nicer. But I can see a small design. I don't know if it's a decision. Yeah, it feels like a bug. Like the discrepancy between padding here. So takes a little bit, of design points, but okay. Money without borders, the same image. You can see that they are always borderline too much text, but again, they have a really bold mission to sell, a really bold statements to sell. So it's almost okay. The same thing and a lot of this here. Okay, nice. So now finally, I know this video is already 20 minutes long, but hopefully you are learning a lot. This is not sponsored, but I'm going to turn on NordVPN. Hopefully I might get a sponsored link, so eventually to put in the description. Gotta make money. Let's turn on United States here, and then let's refresh the page and spot all the differences, like the game of spot the 7 differences. Let's do this here. Refresh the page. Everything changed, and you can see that the hue, like the overall hue of Wise was this dark green. That is very Brazilian flag, Brazilian flag, very dark green. Like now it's more bluish, like the USA flag. Interesting. 106 countries, 40 currencies. I don't know why they don't mention the one card here. I don't know. Maybe for the USA market it's important. It's not as important. Use money, save money, get Wise. Again, 3 things, but different things. A different imagery here. US dollar, it makes sense. Sent into euros, that's probably the most common use case. The card, okay. You can see it, USA flag here. Again, I don't know why that's probably what they send the most. So European Union here. Interest rates, wow, very high for USA markets, 4.33% per year. It's very high, so I can see why they are highlighting this here. Imagery, that's different again. Interest feature, interesting. Trusted by business, more large, Wise. And now you can see here that they have, let me put myself here, different, look at this. Different testimonials, and now one specific from the USA here. So interesting. Lifesaver for a student in a foreign country. I bet that they have a very large use case of foreign students in the USA, so that's why they're choosing this one here. So clever. So the best thing you can do when you're big and have a lot of testimonials is to personalize them, to select different testimonials for different publics, and Wise nailed it. Congratulations. Money without borders, different imagery, but I really like that even though it's USA, they're using like these organic views, but not the jungle one. The same image here, that's probably an image that doesn't change, with the country. Zappoint tips again, British pound, etc. But you see no mentions of the Brazilian flag, no heavy dark green, even though their brand's dark green, but here in Brazil it was dark green, even in the, above the fold. Let me turn it off and show you again. So that's so beautiful because that's CRO, baby. That. Sorry, that was a little bit cringy. That's CRO. So lovely. One of the best pages I've ever seen. Hopefully you learned something from this. This was the 2nd episode. Episodes are more or less going to be like this, like 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes, but hopefully you're learning things from them. Leave some feedback below. Again, if you want more episodes like this, the best thing you can do is subscribing. Sorry, that's the best thing you can do. You can't run away from this, you have to subscribe. But that's it. Hopefully you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.